So I think especially with women right now, it's like this dance between like the feminine and masculine energy, because the
Hmm.
masculine is what is going to drive you. It's going to, give you your goals, like conquer, climb, all of these things, which if you're working and you have like those ambitions, like that's going to be there. But it's also not to deny that feminine space, especially if you have a partner, because you have to be able to do that give and take. So if you show up as like your bad bitch, like conqueror in the relationship all the time, where is his space? Like, where is he supposed to fit in? So do you have advice on balancing that masculine feminine energy?
I do. Oh my God. I love this topic. I love this topic. Not many people have asked me about this, but it's so important because I think it's really something that we struggle with. At
Mhm.
least it was something I really struggled with. So I go from being this housewife, taking care of my two puppies, to then building Quest that grew so quickly. So before I knew it, within 2 years, I literally have a facility of 40 employees. Now, our first offices were incompetent. And Tom, in fact, when I met Tom, he was big brothering for this kid that lived in the inner cities. And he was like, babe, the people don't give people in the inner cities a chance. And so when we started Quest and our very first facility was in Compton, he was just like, look, I really believe we all make mistakes. And I want to give anyone an opportunity to get a job and be here. So we basically put a call out and we said, we don't care about your background. We don't care if you've got a criminal record. We will consider you for hire for Quest to work on, in our company, as long as you show up and that you're dedicated and you work hard and, you're focused on who you are today and who you want to be. And so we literally were just hiring whoever was great for the job, didn't matter their background. Now I'm 5'1" with a British accent, in case you didn't know. We were hiring. It got to the point where literally there were like 6'5" dudes that had freaking um, neck tats, like, and I love tattoos, but like it's a little intimidating. I'm not gonna lie, And then one guy had like a teardrop tattoo under the eye, which I watch movies, and apparently that isn't a very good sign. But again, they were amazing, hardworking humans, but I was definitely intimidated. So I'm thinking, I'm reading all these leadership books about, by women that is like, don't show your emotion, go in there and be like a man. And now, look, this is 2010, 2011. The message has definitely changed since then. But that was what I thought. Go in there and be a bull because these guys are so freaking tough. They are giant. How the hell do you command a room, Lisa? That means, all right, you got to get tough. You got to go in. You got to show that you're a bull and no one can push you around. And that's what I did. I was just barking orders at them, telling them what to do and to move faster. Well, you can imagine that didn't really go over very well. It's not a great leadership tool. It's not motivating. And so it didn't work. And I was like, God, like what? I tried what I thought would work. And I was like, well, instead of just trying to like think what everyone else wants, what's the least of like, what's the thing that actually feels authentic to me? And I was like, all right, what do I know that they love? They love hip hop. I freaking love hip hop. I'm a 90s hip hop chick. Like I get down with rap. And so I was like, what if I just got big speakers and I just put them around and I put on Tupac? Because I freaking love Tupac. Like I've learned his lyrics. I was that person that would sit there and rewind the tape and like, what did he just say? And I'd write it down. I'd learn like his lyrics. So I was like, I'm just going to blast it in the facility. When someone's done a great job, when we've hit a big milestone, I'm just going to put freaking hip hop. And everyone like would pause and they'd be like, what the hell is Lisa doing? And he's like, Lisa. And I'm like, oh, hey guys, let's have a rap off. And, we would like stand around and we would rap. Who knows the lyrics better? And it would just be a moment for us to connect. And so then the next thing I was like, I like games. Like if I need to work faster, I try to gamify things to get it done. So I was like, well, everyone always is asking me for free quest bars. And it kind of sucks sometimes working in a production facility because you're sweating, you're in a hairnet, it's not sexy. So I was like, how can I bring fun and joy to everyone's life? So I was like, all right, what if I make it a competition? So on days where it was really getting hard at Quest, where our orders were just coming in, it was so much, I ran into the facility. I was like, all right, guys, we're going to have a competition. You and you go over there. You and you go over there. Now let's have a competition. Who can rap the quickest? Whoever, or box the quickest. Whoever wins gets a free box of Quest bars. And so now what you've got is you've got all these teams like shouting smack at each other, right? But like it was such a fun environment because everyone liked each other. So everyone's like, we're going to beat you. No, we're going to beat you. Like, oh yeah, you watch it. And before you know it, the camaraderie was amazing. The spirits were fantastic. And you better freaking believe we got the work done on time. So I realized that putting on that, what I had perceived as being masculine, meaning hard, don't show weakness, go in there like a bull, didn't work. And yet, getting in touch with who I was, my authenticity, what's my version of motivation? How would I want to motivate? That's really how I did that. Now, to your point about feminine and masculine, I want to make sure that I definitely touch on this because I had to learn all of this. Now, in this process of everything I just broke down, I start to get tougher and harder, right? Because you learn tricks, you've been stung a few times. When it comes to business, you get thicker skin, you get thicker skin. And what I didn't realize is I was taking that thicker skin back home. And so it got to a point where I sat with Tom, or I can't remember even what happened. Something happened and I was like very harsh with him. And he said, babe, because back to our honesty, we've committed to the fact that we'll always be honest, even when the other person doesn't want to hear it. He said, babe, you're really hardening. And he's like, I understand why. And I was like, what do you mean? and,
Mm.
and he's like, look, I understand why. Every day you're fighting like just to stay afloat because I'm learning skill sets along the way as well. I don't know how to be a boss. So he's like, I get it, babe. You're not used to this. You're going in, you're trying to dominate this department. You're trying to make sure that you do it well. And he's like, so I understand why you're having to get thick skin, but you're bringing it home into our relation. You're bringing it home into our relationship. And I just want you to know I love your softness, like your softness, your kindness, your sweetness, your cuddliness. He's like, it's something I'm extremely attracted to. And so I just want to make sure that you're aware in case you don't see how hard you're getting. And so I had to be open. I had to be receptive to his opinion, to his feedback, to his thoughts. And then I had to come up. So I had to assess, do I agree with him? Because just because he's saying it doesn't mean that and I was like, oh, I actually do. Like, I wouldn't want him to be one or the other. I like the fact that he's soft and sweet and kind and loving. And so if he was letting go of that, that would be a problem for me too. So I received it. And now I said, how do I maneuver this? Because the hardness, the masculine serves me in business very often. And look, so does the feminine. Of course, I put the feminine on when I need it.
Mhm.
But how do I use it? And how do I create the skill set that I can embody masculine when I need it and embody feminine when I need it? Like, how do I maneuver that? And so I started to going back to the clothes. I was like, okay, when I show up, what are the clothes I wear to make me feel like a badass, to make me feel strong, to make me feel like I got this? And then what I realized is, I can do the same in reverse. I can literally do the same in reverse. So I put it into practice. So I have this idea, I can do it in reverse. And I was like, I have to test it out. And so one day I'm in my like get shit done mode all day, really freaking hard, answering questions, dealing with problems, can't show weakness, keep going, Lisa. Everyone's looking to you for decision making, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, I was starving. So I had to eat. Now I have massive gut issues. So when you're eating, when you've got massive gut issues and you're stressed, it isn't a recipe for a happy life. So I was like, okay, I recognize I'm hard. I am all like hard all the time. I need to soften up. So how do I soften up? I put this process. Okay, Lisa, just like you suited up today with your armor, what if you took your armor off? Okay, what would that look like? All right. Before I go and I needed a cuddle from my husband. I was like, I know my thing. And I'm sure you have that thing as well, right? Where he's like, like when you do this, you feel a certain way. But what if you don't feel like a cuddle? What if you're so hard and you're so worked up in that moment that even just the thought of a cuddle makes you cringe? And that's where I was. So I was like, oh crap, the thing that I normally turn to as my savior, I don't want to do it. So just like I suited up, I now need to unsuit. So before I went to give my husband a cuddle, I went upstairs, I switched my phone off, I pulled my hair up, I took my makeup off, I opened up my pajama drawer and I pulled out the fluffiest Wonder Woman pajamas that I possibly have, which I really do have, and I put on my fluffy Wonder Woman pajamas. Now, why do I do that? The fact that it's Wonder Woman, it gives me a lighthearted feel. I love superheroes, so it gives that lightheartedness. Fluffy, it's comfort, it's not tight. It makes me feel like I want to be squishy. And so then I literally, over time, over like 10 minutes, it took me, I started to unwind. And then I went downstairs and I said, babe, I need a big squishy hug. And he gave me a big squishy hug. And that is exactly how you maneuver between knowing your tools, knowing what you're going to use when, and then leaning into them when you need.